Half a day and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. Today is August 1st, 2019, and it is currently 5:32 in the afternoon. For the record, and in accordance with the open government law, public notices were sent out via email to all senators, stakeholders, and all main media broadcasting outlets on July 24, 2019, and the second notice on July 29, 2019. Notice of today's public hearing was also available on the Guam Legislature's website. Today we are here to perform the confirmation hearing of Ms. Marissa Q. Mears to serve as a member of the Guam Public Library System Board of Directors, and also the appointment of Jennifer B. Sanchez to serve as a member of the Guam Academy Charter Schools Council, as well as Ms. Evangeline M. Cepeda to serve as a member of the Guam Academy Charter Schools Council. I'd like to first address the appointment of Ms. Marissa Q. Mears to serve as a member of the Guam Public Library System Board of Directors. Ms. Mears, if you'd like to come forward, and perhaps those that would like to testify on behalf of Mrs. Mears in support of her appointment. So maybe, Mr. Mandapat, we'll start with you, and then the wonderful woman on the left of Mrs. Mears, and then Mrs. Mears will end with your testimony. Okay, Mr. Mandapat?
Thank you so much, Vice Speaker. Oh, got loud, I'm so sorry. My name is Kyle Mandapat, and I'm here today in the capacity of the chairman of the board over at the Guam Public Library System. I've had the opportunity to work with this wonderful lady for many months, and her term actually expired after 2 years, so 2 years really. And we've tried our hardest to work together, and we've succeeded on many occasions to try to bring to the public the library system that they deserve. Along with the amazing team at the library, the great staff, we've been able to work together to try to continue the growth and to keep our library system where it needs to be, and more so move in the direction that it definitely needs to be going in. I'm here today to support her in this bid for, I know it's not re-election, it's what do you call it? Reconfirmation today. I'm her Ninu, and I just want to say that having her on the team has been a blessing. As a former member of the GPLS staff, she has so much insight into things that trouble us or trouble our patrons, or things that we need to address. She's been able to help us with a lot of perspective in terms of some of the situations that have arisen. I would love to put my entire support, and I would like to please urge that you do the same with the reconfirmation of Ms. Mears for another term with the GPLS Board of Directors.
Thank you, Mr. Mandapat.
Buenas, Vice Speaker Nelson. My name is Arlene Santos, and I am the acting director of the Guam Public Library System. I come before you tonight to provide testimony in support of the appointment of Ms. Marissa Mears to serve as a member of the Guam Public Library System Board. Although I am fairly new, just a month into the program with the GPLS, I understand that Ms. Mears is a product of that agency. Ms. Mears was a library technician, and although she was basically assigned to the Hagåtña main facility, she must have had exhibited qualities that led her to being assigned as the worker in charge of the operations of the Dedido branch library. She worked this leadership role for at least 2 years before her retirement. I am made to understand that she worked at least 19 years with the Guam Public Library System, but also has worked experience with other library institutions in the mainland United States. This appointment would add to her, see, I'm new, I thought it was 3 years, but it's 2 years, already acquired as a member of the board of the Guam Public Library System. I'm confident that with her institutional knowledge in library science services and her experience as a board member, she will certainly be an asset to the Guam Public Library System. Thank you for this opportunity to provide testimony on Ms. Mears' appointment, and I look forward to your favorable vote to confirm her as a member of the Guam Public Library System Board. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Santos. Mrs. Mears?
Yes. Okay. Thank you for this opportunity again to be, try to be reconfirmed as a Guam Public Library board member. During the past 2 years, I guess, that I did, it seems shorter than that. We did a lot, and there's things that we need for the library, such as we really need a librarian, and we need to hire more technicians, and to open our branch libraries 5 days a week, or if not 5, at least 3 days a week. We need to hire more technicians to be able to do that. And we also would like to have a mobile computer lab, and this would follow our bookmobile, which we finally, I saw that bookmobile during the Liberation Day parade. I didn't know it was, but it's still being retrofitted. But they did the outside, and it's beautiful. So, with that, I guess that one there I can cross off my list. We still have our internet cafe, which we have not leased out yet, and I'm hoping that we could do that within the next, my next commission. And then there's a lot more this library needs. It needs that security alarm system for the branch. They are all fitted with security system, but they are not working for whatever reason, be it financial or, they couldn't afford to pay for the alarm. So things like that, and we would like to also ask for our budget, work on our budget. We're working on our budget. We did the 220, and but we would like to maybe see if we could get more financial assistance to get all of these things done. We would like to, I personally would like to have a storyline added on to our library operation, and that would help people that are, students that are sick maybe in the weekend, or for whatever reason they can't come to the library. All they have to do is pick up the phone, dial, and then they could listen to the story. And we, from the previous library that I worked, we changed the storyline every week, but we could do it twice a week if, things like that. I would like to see the library fully automated. That's one of my goals. There's just so many things that we would like, but we would like to sit with our, who is it? Is it one of our senators to talk and work on our budget?
Well, you have my support, Mrs.
Yes.
Mears.
Okay.
I think this turned more into a budget hearing than
Yeah.
than a confirmation, but thank you very much. Is there anything else that you'd like to add? No?
There's a lot more, but
Yeah.
I'll just stop
Yes.
here.
If we're talking about the budget, I would like to also add, there's so much that, we're looking at and working on, as Marissa said. So we do look forward to connecting with you and your colleagues up there to discuss these more in depth in the near future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I believe the budget chair is Senator Joe San Augustine will be having the public hearing on the bill on August 6th. And so if you can attend that, but I'm definitely available for you to hear your concerns and to see what we can do for the Guam Public Library system. I've always been a great fan of the Guam Public Library. I used to go there when I was in middle school to study, and my parents were okay with me staying out a little bit late because they knew I was at the library and not doing anything else. But thank you for your hard work and your perseverance, especially through this digital age. I know it can be challenging, but I see that there is change going on within the library system to address the technological advances that are being made. So thank you for that. And look forward to working with you, and good luck on your confirmation. You have my full support. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Santos. And now what is next on the agenda is the appointment of Jennifer B. Sanchez to serve as a member of the Guam Academy Charter School Council. Thank you. And if there is anyone that would like to speak on behalf of Mrs. Sanchez? Okay. And perhaps we can also invite Miss Evangeline Cepeda. Okay, thank you. Yes, come forward, and if there's anyone who would like to speak on Mrs. Cepeda's behalf. All right. Thank you, ladies, for being here today. Okay, so first we'll start with Ms. Sanchez, and you'd like to give testimony in favor of Ms. Sanchez, and then we'll move on to Ms. Cepeda.
Hapaday. My name is Annette Tyron Santos, and I come before you in my capacity as a private citizen of Guam to support the nomination of Jennifer B. Sanchez to serve on the Guam Academy Charter Schools Council. I've known Ms. Sanchez since 2006 when she was a student in the University of Guam's Professional Master of Business Administration program and as a fellow advocate in a number of business and community activities. Education has been a lifelong interest, passion, and concern, particularly here on Guam, my home. It has been my mission to identify sustainable ways in which we can preserve the well-being of our most fragile, innocent, and malleable members of our small island community, our youth. Every day I think about the different ways that I can impact positively on the lives of the youngest members of our community. On my own, I am an insignificant mover, but I am inspired to persevere alongside members of our community, like Ms. Jennifer B. Sanchez, who lives the same mission and shares the vision of a higher quality of life in our community that can be realized through access to relevant, quality education. According to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, Quality Education Goal 4 is the foundation to creating sustainable development. A quality education is important toward improving quality of life, yet around the world, more than 265 million children are currently out of school, and 22% of them are of primary school age. What more, even those children who are attending schools are lacking the basic skill sets of literacy and numeracy. Looking at those global statistics, there is opportunity for us to effectuate change right here on our island, and that can be possible through competent leadership and management of our schools, and in this particular testimony, the Guam Academy Charter Schools. I like to think that the charter schools are not in competition with our traditional public school system, but rather serves a diversified interest in education. I believe that Ms. Sanchez will be an agent for that change that we want to see in our school systems, to make bold and great strides so that our schools are collaboratively positioned to achieve universal education goals. I asked Ms. Sanchez why this nomination was important to her, and she expressed her interest in advocating the charter school system as an alternative choice for education. She has identified the gaps and is willing to commit her talents to get them from where they are today to where they need to be as a high-performing charter school system. Her motivation is fueled by the notion that our school children deserve to have options for education. As a product of the public school system, Ms. Sanchez was not afforded the opportunity for alternatives besides a private education. She imagines the talent pool of future leaders that can be possible when students are given opportunities for specialized learning alternatives. This is the driving force that is propelling her to serve on this council. Ms. Sanchez comes with strong credibility and a desire to share her talents and experience. She has earned the respect of her colleagues at the Bank of Guam, where she is employed. She started out as a management trainee in 2003 and over the course of 11 years, she rose to her current position of Vice President and Central South Regional Manager. She is an advocate for higher education, having received from the University of Guam her Bachelor of Business Administration degree in Business Management with a minor in Human Resources and a Professional Master of Business Administration degree. She also attended the Pacific Coast Banking School, the premier national graduate school of banking. She is engaged in community service activities through her membership on the Seroptimus International of the Marianas, the Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce, the UOG School of Business and Public Administration Advisory Council, the UOG Alumni Association, and the Pacific Island Microcredit Institute. She has been recognized as a 2016 Small Business Administration Financial Services Champion of the Year, Bank of Guam President's Award for Branch Manager of the Year, and Excellence in Customer Service. Ms. Sanchez is intelligent, competent, and cares about our community. I ask that you allow her the opportunity to promote access to choices for education that can help equip and align our students with the best environment in which they can learn, develop, and think. I respectfully request your consideration of her nomination to the Guam Academy Charters School Council. Sizus Masi.
Thank you very much, Dr. Santos. Ms. Sanchez, would you like to give testimony?
I feel like I don't need to speak anymore. Thank you. Hafaday Vice Speaker Nelson, family, friends who are gathered here today, I welcome the appointment from our Mega Haga, and I'm humbled to be here before you today as a nominee to the Guam Academy Charter School Council. I'd like to share a few things about myself personally. I'm the oldest of 4 children of Joaquin and Ninfa Babauta of Santa Rita. I'm married to Peter Sanchez, and we have 2 daughters, Suri Olivia, 9 years old, a 4th grader this school year, and Luna Rose, 4 years old, entering pre-K 4. Growing up, education was always an integral focus in our home front. My dad worked for the Department of Education and continually encouraged excelling academically. I am a first-generation college graduate, and I owe much of that to my grandparents, Joaquin and the late Marian Babauta, for their profound encouragement and support to excel. As the oldest child and grandchild, there was an expectation to strive for greatness and maintain resiliency. But you see, I actually enjoyed school. It's always been a natural choice for me, and I never second-guessed my education path. I'm a proud product of the public school system, graduating from Ocean View High School as the last high school graduating class. I obtained my Bachelor of Business Administration and Professional Master of Business Administration degrees from the University of Guam. My most recent educational achievement is graduating from the premier graduate National School of Banking, the Pacific Coast Banking School, a 3-year program hosted at the University of Washington. My professional career has been with the bank, where I've spent the last 16 years. From humble beginnings, starting out as a management trainee, my current capacity is Regional Vice President for the Central South Region branches on Guam. My career path has led me to lead a group of 60 individuals on my team who are highly skilled, trained, and subject matter experts in their respective capacities. Every day I commit to making a valuable impact in their lives as a coach, mentor, confidant, and friend. Through trials and triumph, I've learned that leadership is not about authority, control, or headship. Rather, it's about communication, honesty, building relationships, setting a clear vision, and encouragement. I'm committed to delivering these characteristics to the council team as well. As part of the bank's vision to be the driving force for sustained prosperities in communities we serve, it is inherent that I contribute to our community the best I can. I'm committed to making fair decisions based on information presented. I've been regarded to work towards exploring solutions that will be beneficial to all parties involved. I believe in the accountability of all stakeholders, and I'm confident that I can deliver the perspective of warranting that the council holds each charter school responsible to uphold their mission and purpose. Although not an expert in the education realm, I offer my background in the finance industry for guidance to make the tough decisions that need to be made. It is my hope that with the cohesiveness of members entrusted to guide this council, we're able to address objectives to ensure effective implementation of the Guam Academy Charter School Act. Our school children deserve to have options for education and to be introduced to innovative teaching methods. The talent pool of future leaders, if given the opportunity in specialized learning alternatives, is endless. Thank you for the opportunity to be here today. I look forward to working alongside all of you to deliver a sustained charter school system for our youth, our community, and our island. Sizos Masi.
Thank you, Ms. Sanchez. And now we'll move over to Ms. Cepeda and anyone would like to testify on your behalf.
Hafaday, my name is Serafina Paulino, and I'll be speaking on behalf of my mother. Tenacity, resilience, and determination. I know my mom at its most personal level, and I can truthfully say she displays these characteristics on its daily basis. There are certain words we use to describe others, but when it comes to my mother, the words are simply endless. Motivated, hardworking, compassionate, assertive, prayerful, sincere, consistent, determined, selfless, and beautiful. These are just a few that come to mind when I think of her. My mother raised my brother and I as a single parent in such a way that there is no potential way to pay her back. She constantly sacrifices for us. She is the type to give her last $10 to my brother and I to buy snacks, though she has 20 miles left on an empty gas tank. She raised us in the church, teaching us the essence of prayer. She's the type to wake us up at 20 years old to remind us that Sundays always start with morning mass. She raised us to finish what we start. When my brother and I want to give up, she's the type to give us the look of love if we aren't giving our 110% to show what we signed up for. She emphasizes the importance of growth and self-preservation. She is fearless and is always looking for an outlet to improve herself and the environment. Though a single parent, she never let statistics or the hardships define us. Rather, she showed my brother and I that with tenacity and prayer, all things are possible. She is phenomenal and never disappoints. But let me warn you, she may say no, she may be feisty, she may be vocal, she may be argumentative, but one thing for certain is that she is genuine, down to earth, humble, and rooted in doing what is right. With all that is being said today, I'm beyond proud of all that she has accomplished and contributed to. She is the best person to fulfill the task of the Guam Academy Charter School Council because she is insightful, dedicated, and driven to improve all that she sets her mind to. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that lovely testimony. Would you like to speak?
Hafaday, Vice Speaker. My name is Nadine Cepeda, and I'm speaking in behalf of my sister, Evangeline Cepeda. I'm in full support of her. I didn't come with anything written. I'm going to speak from my heart. It truly takes a lot to be a leader. We can all say we're leaders, but how do you define that? It's given a lot of traits and characteristics: determination, commitment, compassion, being empathetic, caring. Those are a few that people can say they don't have, and some that may say they have. But speaking for my sister, she has all of it. Being young, we were forced to go, and I say forced, my mom being to my right, we were raised in the church. She took on CCD, which people don't know, that's catechism, she taught confirmation. Very difficult when it comes to formation in regards to faith. She actually did it for many, many years, took on as the coordination for Santa Barbara, a huge parish, took on kids and our youth that were outside of the church, didn't have a place to go home to, thought, hey, let me take you out and feed them. She worked for the government, and she's always have given to service. Has been in the government in Guam, currently now is in private sector in Century 21. Given that, her history, her experience, she even served and was an elected official with Guam Department of Education. Challenging, mind you. I'm currently employed there, and I see many, many challenges. Not to say it's a struggle with the charter schools as well. You know, when you're trying to shape young minds, it takes a village, a community to make a change. It starts with people who are caring. We can all be educated. I sit here with 2 master's degrees, and that doesn't define who I am. I come here with tons of credentials as a licensed person sitting in the Allied Health Board. That doesn't define who I am. It defines because I make a difference. I do pro bono work, which goes back to what she does, is service, making a difference in our community. And that I have given again, for you to consider and for giving full support, that will demonstrate what it takes to make a change. She's a changing agent. She wants to make a difference, and it's one step at a time, and I think she can do that. Therefore, please consider Evangeline Cepeda. Thanks.
Thank you very much for that powerful testimony, Mrs. Cepeda.
I guess I don't know how to beat that. My daughter made me cry, and my sister is, she's the really educated one of my siblings. I want to say good afternoon, Vice Speaker and Chairperson on the Committee on Education, Air Transportation, Statistics, Research and Planning, Telena Nelson, and to my family and friends who are here today in support of my confirmation. My name is Evangeline Marie Cepeda. I am proud to say, and I say this every time I go before a public, I am from the Lagu district of Dededo. I'm born and raised, I'm a Dededonian. Anyone that knows me one way or another, whether it be from the church where my mother raised us, we've been there one way or another, to doing the library, the public library, when I did Mother Read, Father Read literacy program for 10 years on my own. Stuff with regards to education and service, my mom has put that in the forefront for all of us. My mother has always informed us that you can be educated. You lack respect or you don't do service. Tibali. Lastama education. Tibali education. If there's no respect or the community service that you give back to the community. I'm here to say, I'm not going to sit here and say, I did this, I did that. You've got my resume before you. My entire life has been based on service. I'm not lip service, I'm due service. If I see something that I'm not pleased with, I go to the right place. I've always been one to step up, step out, and make myself. Sometimes I'm a radicalist. That's okay. My point comes across, and as my sister said, I'm a passionate being. On the board, I'm not afraid to stand alone and make tough decisions that may be unpopular. But I'm a team player. I know what it takes to make a vote. It doesn't take one. It takes the required 5+. So I understand that dynamics. I come with a different personality. I'm considered vibrant, tough, energetic. I'm a doer. You give me something to do, I like to start, I'm going to finish it one way or another. My only goal to be on this board, and I need to say that I'm honored and humbled by our Magat Haga Luleon Guerrero and our Lieutenant Governor Joshua Tenorio for entrusting me to this task. I'm going to say that I know the people on the board. I've worked with them in one way or one form in past life. We've been there. And I'm just saying that I'm going to give it my best. And I'm not going to pretend it's going to be easy. I like things that are tough because it just builds my character. And I just want to say that, I've been elected from the Lagu district. My people in the Lagu district elected me. And I didn't run the last time because I wanted to make sure my kids graduated on time. And I wanted them to go off to do whatever they needed to do as a single mom. So I was out of the limelight for about 2 to 3 years. I'm back because they're in school or they're adults now. And with that, but you know, even as adults, they're your children. So you have to kind of, you know, step up, step out. And so I want to say that all I can say is I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to be productive. I'm going to make it an honest day every time that I'm there. A good, sound decision, whether it be tough or easy. And I just want to say, if I am confirmed, that I won't disappoint the people of Guam. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd also like to thank our Magahaga for the appointment of Mrs. Mears and you, Mrs. Sanchez, and Mrs. Cepeda, just to address some of the charter school issues, right? So some of the council duties is the council may grant Academy School charter status to qualifying applicants pursuant to this chapter. And just a couple weeks ago, a conversion bill appeared and was passed by this body. And so now we're anticipating another charter school to be formed. So it's something that we need to consider, especially in the budget aspect. How is the school going to be funded? And one of my bigger concerns is that we fund another charter school and then we start to, again, siphon money out of DOE. And so really it's just about holding the charter schools accountable. I'm sure you've seen in the news for the past couple of months, perhaps within the last year, some of the challenges that the charter schools face. And so we've been working on some of the policies to allow them more flexibility, but they do need a functioning council. And we are moving forward towards that, and I'd like to thank our governor for your appointments, because I'm very excited and humbled to be in the company of outstanding women. And so I really look forward to the decisions that you make, the accountability that you'll hold each charter school for, because it's not just, they're nonprofit organizations, but if you look beyond that, they are backed by some big time investors. And so not only are they backed by big time investors, but they're also supplemented by the general fund within our government through the people's taxes. So really to provide that transparency that we need, the legislature cannot have an oversight hearing with the charter school themselves, but we can have an oversight hearing with the council to explain to us some of the challenges that the charter school is having, some of the corrections that we look to implement so that the charter schools stay above board and ensure that they get accreditation and provide the education to the children that they greatly deserve. So I want to thank you, and I'm just very honored to be here and hear, you know, the support that comes from your family and your mentors. I don't know, is Dr. Santos your mom? No. I wasn't so sure. But no, it's very humbling, and I'm really excited to see the work that you're going to be doing for our charter schools. So thank you very much for accepting this service. It's really gratis. It's really a free service, especially for the expertise that you're bringing to the table. So thank you very much. And now we'll conclude our confirmation hearing. It is now 6:05, and the Committee on Education, Air Transportation, and Statistics, Research and Planning now calls this confirmation hearing adjourned. Thank you very much.